out, grab a lunch, and get a takeaway in effect, and come back to office and keep going. Work has been busy this morning. Monday morning is always the busiest time during the week, but I love it, especially working with other people in the office. That has created a huge amount of satisfaction and bring the joy to other people as well. So let's go to my favorite sushi place for lunch, and nice and easy. Hi, can I have a chicken udon with a seaweed, please?
The seaweed.
Yeah. Thank you. Great. Thanks a lot. Cheers. See you. Bye. Nice and easy.
Over 6.
Okay, this is more of a, I think this is more of a consultative, interactive session.
Okay.
Before you came here, I've heard a lot about you from Peter McKay.
Mm-hmm.
Read your CV, read your referee, did referee check, and
Okay.
did a bit of research. But it's still good just to see you in person.
Mm-hmm.
And the format of interview is mainly just let you to talk about your background,
Okay.
and what you've done in the past, and why you're looking to join ACE, and what is your goal for the next few years, 5 to 10 years, and what do you want to do, and also what is there's opportunities for you to ask any questions you have about ACE, about myself, about the role. Is any is there a way to align your plan with ACE's vision? A bit of open floor sort of conversation here.
Okay.
And yes, why not let's start with it from yourself, and with a bit of introduction from yourself.
Okay. Some things about me. I'm finishing off a mining project at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Never really done mining. Haven't done mining since early sort of or late 80s.
Yeah.
So that
Okay, it's getting dark outside. People still working very hard, so we all have a mission to accomplish, do we? That's what we call a mission impossible. But at ACE, it is possible. Mission accomplished for Matthew.
That's right.
That's good.
Do I look like Tom Cruise?
I think it's more of a...
Tom Cruise looked alike. When was that? There was a...
Says that Matthew's done his job today and ready at home. It's
Alright, see you tomorrow.
No problems.
Alright.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
No problem, Ivan. Yeah, thanks for your work and enjoy evening.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, see you. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, cheers. Okay, Carlos, so I'll have to leave you and see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just want to send one last email and that's it.
Yeah, no problems. And yeah, very good, very good.
It's working.
Yeah. Okay, Carlos, have a good night.
Good night.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Okay, let's call it a day. Time to go home and have a dinner with the family, good old family time, and continue to work for another couple of hours before go to bed.
40.
Okay, it's getting quite dark outside. Press the button to get out after hours. Okay, it's been raining today, so a bit of wet on the streets, on the road.
It's a massive population collapse over the next 20, 30 years. Massive. The thing about demographics and birth rates, you know what's going to happen in 20 years because you know the birth rate last year. It takes like 20 years for a person to grow up. Yeah. So we know what the adult population is going to be 20 years from now because we know what kids were born last year. I think we have a serious issue with population collapse. That's far bigger than people realize. I think we need to watch out about population collapse. This is somewhat counterintuitive to most people. They think that, well, there's so many humans, maybe too many humans, but that's just because they live in a city. If you're in an aircraft and you look down, you say, if you dropped a cannonball, how often would you hit a person? Basically never. In fact, there's stuff falling in from space all the time. Natural meteorites, old rocket stages, all the time. But nobody worries about it because the actual, in fact, all humans on Earth could fit in the city of New York on one floor. Don't even need the upper floors. So that's actually, the cross-section of humans as seen from Earth is extremely tiny, basically vanishingly small, almost nothing. So we need to watch out about population collapse. Low birth rates, I think, is a big risk. And it's also not exactly top secret. You can go look at the Wikipedia, birth rate. So, and this is definitely the civilization ends with a whimper, not a bang, because it would be a sad ending, where the average age becomes very high, and really the youth are effectively de facto enslaved to take care of the old people. This is not a good way to end. I am concerned about certain directions that AI could take that would be not good for the future. I think it would be fair to say that not all AI futures are benign, not all. And so if you have something, if we create some digital superintelligence that exceeds us in every way by a lot, it's very important that that be benign. And so actually with a few others, I created OpenAI, which is an AI it's a non-profit actually. There's no. I think the governance structure here is important. So you want to make sure that there was not some fiduciary duty to generate profit off of the AI technology that's developed. So we created this 501c3, but I think it's quite different from a lot of sort of 501c3s are, they don't have a high sense of urgency. Like they're not like developing technology at a fast pace, but OpenAI is. So OpenAI has a very high sense of urgency. And I think that the people that have joined are really, really amazing. And the intent with OpenAI is to democratize AI power. There's a quote that I love from Lord Acton. He was the guy that came up with power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, which is that freedom consists of the distribution of power and despotism in its concentration. And so I think it's important if we have this incredible power of AI that it not be concentrated in the hands of a few and potentially lead to a world that we don't want. It's difficult. It's called the singularity because it's difficult to predict exactly what future that might be. Except I don't know a lot of people who love the idea of living under a despot. I don't think people generally choose to live in a democracy over a dictatorship. Like this is sort of like what was the point of competing for, mutual destruction? It's like it's not about competing. It's really just about trying to increase the probability that the future will be good. That's all. So the goal of OpenAI is really just to take the set of actions that are most likely to improve the positive futures. Like you can think of like the future as a set of probability streams that branch out and then converge, collapse down to a particular event, and then branch out again. And there's a certain set of probabilities associated with the future being positive and different flavors of that. And at OpenAI, we want to try to do whatever we can to guide to increase the probability of a good futures happening. I think that's really what we're trying to do. Certainly, a good rebuttal to that. However, I think if AI power is widely distributed, then there's not, say, one entity that has some super AI that is 1,000,000 times smarter than anything else. If instead the AI power is broadly distributed, and to the degree that we can link AI power to each individual's will. So like you would have your AI agent, and everyone would have their sort of AI agent, and then if somebody did try to do something really terrible, well, then the collective will of others could overcome that bad actor. Which you can't do if there's one AI it's either has its own will, or more likely, at least in the beginning, is controlled by some small set of people. Going back to the AI situation, this is quite an important debate. If you assume any rate of advancement in AI, we will be left behind by a lot. And so then we could be in benign situation, but even the benign situation, if you have ultra intelligent AI, we would be so far below them in intelligence that it would be like a pet. It would be like the house cat. It's not the end of the world. It could be. Honestly, that would be the benign scenario. I don't love the idea of being a house cat. I'm trying to think of what is an actual good future? What does that actually look like? Or at least bad, or we're headed towards either superintelligence or civilization ending. Those like the two that are like that'll happen. Intelligence will keep advancing. The only thing that would prevent advancing is something that puts civilization into stasis or destroys civilization. So then we have to figure out what is a world that we would like to be in, where there is this digital superintelligence. I think and another point that I think is really important to appreciate is that all of us already are cyborgs. So you have a machine extension of yourself in the form of your phone and your computer and all your applications. You are already superhuman, but by far you have more power, more capability than the President of the United States had 30 years ago. If you have an internet link, you have an oracle of wisdom. You can communicate to millions of people. You can communicate to the rest of Earth instantly. These are magical powers that didn't exist not that long ago. So everyone is already superhuman and a cyborg. The limitation is one of bandwidth. So we're bandwidth constrained, particularly on output. Our input is much better, but our output is extremely slow. If you want to be generous, you could say maybe it's a few hundred bits per second or a kilobit or something like that output. The way we output is like we have our little meat sticks that we move very slowly and push buttons or tap a little screen, and that's just extremely slow. Compare that to a computer which can communicate at the terabit level. It's a very big orders of magnitude difference.
Okay, the output is extremely slow. I'm just listening to Elon Musk's talk while driving back home, and yeah, it's pretty deep, and his talk is not always the easiest to understand, but when it comes to technologies and engineering, but I think I found this quite refreshing just to listen to it on the way home and unwind and do some reflections in my mind about what I've done for today and what I'm going to do tomorrow. So it definitely adds more sparks in my life by listening to Elon Musk's talk. And what you mentioned about the output is extremely slow. My understanding is that communication-wise, we absorb a lot of information visually, audially, but we do not give out too much of the information compared to the information we're taking in. So that's what I believe he means. I will listen. I'm open to to suggestions and ideas and comments. If what do you think? If you think I have a different understanding on this concept, feel free to drop a comment and let us know. I'll be continuous my listening to Elon Musk's talk.
The analogy to a nuclear bomb is not exactly correct. It's not as though it's going to explode and create a mushroom cloud. It's more like if there were just a few people that had it, they would be able to be essentially dictators of Earth, or whoever acquired it, and if it was limited to a small number of people, and it was ultra smart, they would have dominion over Earth. As long as AI powers, like anyone can get it if they want it, and we've got something faster than meat sticks to communicate with, then I think the future will be good. I have to say that when something is a danger to the public, then there needs to be some, I hate to say it, government agency, like regulators. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of regulators, like, it's a bit of a buzzkill. But the fact is, like, we've got regulators in the aircraft industry, car industry, deal with them all the time, with drugs, food, and anything that's sort of a public risk. I think this has to fall into the category of a public risk, so I think that, like, this is the right thing to do, and I think it will happen. The question is whether the government reaction speed matches the advancement speed of AI. Governments react slowly, and governments move slowly, and they tend to be reactive as opposed to proactive.
Okay, so how we human beings especially governments react to AI revolution. So that is interesting topic. Indeed, never thought about that. I thought I've just been reactive all the time. So talking about reactive, and there's a lot has been planned for tomorrow, and of course there will be always things that's unexpected to happen to deal with, put out a fire, but tomorrow, and things been planned. So tomorrow I have 2 meetings arranged, and also need to pick up the phone to arrange more meetings for tomorrow. One of them is important, is to do with a tender response. So I need to meet and greet with our clients here in our local city and talk about what they need. They called us last week and want a quote, but I think it's good opportunity to meet the person, sit down and go through the scope and make sure we understand the requirement, so we can create a solution and put a price on it. And so that is a meeting that's I'm gonna really steer towards for tomorrow. And tomorrow, as always, we also have to prepare for Wednesday. There's a client's FAT, factory acceptance test for Wednesday. So need to prepare, make sure the engineers are ready for it. I think they are. I'm pretty confident they are, but I need to double check for tomorrow. Make sure the documentation and been all completed. All the test steps has been pre-FAT'd in office. Drawings completed. Also tomorrow there will be a conversation follow up with another client in terms of another project opportunity, and also meeting my mentor to go through the marketing strategy. I absolutely love it. I'm an engineer by trade, electrical engineer, but I just find my hidden talents, I guess, in marketing. Has to be great in everything. Am I? And at least give it the best shot in doing it, proving that I'm not the best. So, meantime, and today had a interview finished. Tomorrow I need to follow up with the candidate, make more phone calls to arrange more interviews for various positions that we are advertising. So we're looking at recruiting another 10 plus more people for the next 3 months. That itself is going to be a big feat to accomplish. What else? I guess it's plenty for tomorrow, and it bound to be stuff that I never thought about is gonna pop up right, left, and center. So, got to deal with them. Oh yes, we got a new office, project support officers coming, starting on Thursday. So hopefully, life will be slightly easier at office. So got someone to lean on. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a day. Just about to reach home. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for watching, ladies and gents, and being with us for the whole day, being with me for the whole day. That takes a lot of patience, I'm sure. I'm sure you got bored by watching the video from time to time. So I do apologize for that. But if you find it interesting, subscribe, follow us, drop a comment, tell us what you think for our future improvements. Thanks again for watching. Ace the professional.